Hello first and second graders. Today I'm going to show you how to make a butterfly stitch cord. Now the butterfly stitch, as you will see, is called a butterfly stitch because as you're working it looks like it has wings. This cord is similar to finger knitting and it can be used as a necklace, a bracelet, a strap. Just like finger knitting, it has many uses and you can come up with your own ideas. Some of you have told me that you enjoy finger knitting because you can take it wherever you are and work as you go. You can keep the balls of yarn tucked right into a pocket or a pouch. This is similar with butterfly stitch.
So for the butterfly stitch, you'll need two different yarns. And you'll see here, I have cotton yarns of two different colors. You can use any type of yarn, wool or acrylic, all those different fuzzy blends of fibers. As long as you have two different colors, and you'll see why as we're working. Because you want to be able to see the separation between them and easily know which strand you're grabbing. So here I am with my two balls of yarn. And to begin, they each get a slip knot. So however you're comfortable making a slip knot, do the way that's best for you. Slip knot in one and slip knot in the other. So I have two slip knots now. So I have a left and a right, or a 1 and a 2. So what I'm going to do is take my number 1 loop and put it over number 2, like I'm threading a needle. Number 2 is my thread, number 1 is my needle, so it's going inside. Number 1, the yellow, is going to go all the way over that loop and just below the knot of number 2. I'm going to tighten my slip knot closed in a way of attaching them. So you can see there, the slip knot from number 1 slid over, popped right over that knot, and I tightened it closed. Okay, now I'm going to give a little slack from the balls of yarn there. Show you how we set this up on our hands. So if you have those two different strands of yarn, the way I hold it as I'm working is the tail going to the ball of yarn. The ball of yarn is down here under my hand towards my pinky finger. I'm going to let it just lay across those 3 fingers, and I'm going to need my pointer and my thumb loose for working. And then I'm going to put the other strand from number 2 over the opposite hand on the right, and it's the same. So the working loop is near the top here where my fingers can grab it, and then the strands attached down to the balls of yarn are over the inside of those fingers towards the palm side. Now, the reason we want your pointers free for working is because they both need to be able to fit inside that slip knot we've left, this loop. I'll make mine a little bigger here so I can easily get them in. So I'm actually just grasping, I'm curling those fingers over those strands attached to the ball of yarn, grasping them there, and then my pointers will always go into the loop hanging in the same direction. Here's how you do the butterfly stitch. I have number 2, which is my green, over my fingers, which means I need to pull up the opposite side, my other color. So what I'm going to do is curl this finger on the opposite color side. I'm going to curl it down until I can lift up that other color. This is why it's called butterfly stitch, because you'll see you're forming wings. As soon as you've pulled up this other color, which was number 1, the finger from number 2 can pop out. And then I'm going to pinch the knot and tighten the opposite side down. The slip knot is called a slip knot because it slips and slides, and it will slide all the way closed. And now I'm over to yellow. Whoops. I'm going to keep my fingers going the same direction so it doesn't get too twisty. But then I'm going to reach in with the new side, pull it up, and then tighten it down. So I'm always holding the yarn tails towards the balls over these fingers, curling my hands under to pinch it in place. Pointers into the loop, pull up the opposite color, and tighten down. So you're always going to know which color you need because it's the one that's different from the one you have a loop of. So if I have yellow, it means I need to scoop under and pull up green, tighten down. Scoop under and pull up yellow, tighten down. Now you may hear birds in the background. I'm sitting outside on my porch because it's lovely weather. And I have a little spider visiting me here at my craft table. Even a bee buzzing nearby. So you can see here, I can speed up a little as I'm working. So I've done it quite often, but it did take me a while to learn how to do this and to do it faster and faster. I just had to keep practicing, like with knitting and anything else I've done in handwork. Okay, now you should be able to see the cord that's forming. It's like a rounded, almost like a braid, but there are little loops upon loops, all made from slip knots. So you think about finger knitting a single chain, you're actually finger knitting within finger knitting all at the same time. Some of you have finger knitted over a finished finger knitted chain to make it thicker and double it. This is a way of double finger knitting almost, all at the same time. And I can keep going until it's as long as I want it to be. Always pointing my fingers into the loop in the same direction. I don't want to grab like this and swap over. I always want my fingers from the very beginning, always into the same direction. And that way, none of this loop that's forming here with your butterfly stitch is twisted. It looks nice and even. And then you can see in a few spots that if I didn't pull them quite as tightly, it just leaves a little bigger bump. And that's okay too, that happens. If you snug it all the way down each time, you'll have a nice chain of butterfly stitch. Okay. So that's it for butterfly stitch. It's just repeating itself over and over again. I did end up with a little bit of a lumpy loop there. Pulling up the opposite color. I'll show you one more time before I say goodbye. So now I'm on number 1 is my yellow on the left. So I'm going to curl my finger down and then go under number 2, the green, until I'm under it there, and then lift it up and out of the loop. And there's my butterfly wings. After I have the new color, the new loop pulled up, I'll let the old one drop and tighten it down. Scoop under, pull it up, and tighten it down. And that's it. That's a butterfly stitch.
Our time for now has ended. Our work for now is done. Our busy hands have served us well. Hands, head, and heart are one. Goodbye and thank you, first and second graders.